Who actually decides what's cool in outdoor now? 20 years ago, it was magazines. Started with magazines, then you went to retailers, brands, and then the consumer.
Mhm.
Today, who is it?
I think it's the opposite. I think it's the consumer chooses what's cool, and then the brands have to work backward from it. And if they can move fast enough, they can kind of play on a trend. And the luckiest brands are the ones that get caught up in trends that are just kind of going viral on TikTok, and the shelves in the stores are all clear of their products because they kind of get caught. But I think too many brands try to choose what's cool rather than the other way around. Just listen, ear to the ground. What is interesting right now? And I think it all starts with the consumer now. It's kind of flipped on its head. People are going to navigate towards the products that are interesting based on what they see from celebrities, influencers. Those will kind of always be a cultural figurehead, but then the people, what they're buying, will always influence what is being seen by the masses.
Yeah. And is that just because the consumer is also a creator at the same time and they have a voice and their voice has a velocity to it on the internet?
Yeah, that's a good insight as well. I think like I'm a consumer at the end of the day as well. I am a creator with a large audience that people might turn to for my opinions, but at the end of the day, I'm buying what I think is cool and what I think is interesting and what I will like. So I think you're right. Like some creators, much more than before, have a voice of a publication, sometimes even greater now of a publication that they can kind of spread the word on what they think is interesting.
Yeah. Has traditional outdoor media lost influence, or is it dormant? Is the interest in traditional outdoor media dormant and waiting to be reinvigorated?
I think it's definitely still there. It just plays a different part in the funnel now. I think that creators like me are playing on that top of funnel, pure awareness. Here's a product and brand that you've never heard of before, and educating people on that. And then you Google the brand name, and then you find an article in Proper Magazine or Field Mag, and this it's almost like social proof and validation that this product is real. Like it's almost like a stamp of approval or an accolade for a brand to get an article and PR in that sense, because it's that's more of the consideration funnel now, where it used to be awareness. You used to open up a magazine and see what's cool and what's interesting right now and what I can buy. Now I think it's moving down more towards validation and consideration, and then people are buying based on those decisions. So it's
Yeah.
still there, just moving down the funnel, I think.
Yeah. So maybe the next outside magazine doesn't really look like a magazine.
Totally. And I think Weekends is playing on that really well. Like you're playing the intersection almost. Like you're giving people a lot of that awareness, like I do. You're educating them on what's interesting, but also when the audience gets large enough and the validation is there, you'll also be a stamp of approval that brands will want to get featured on that magazine. So digitally native magazines are very important too.
I don't even think that's our intention or our desire. Like we don't want to be a publication or editorial
Mhm.
magazine. We want to work with a lot of these magazines as well.
Totally.
Um, so we're not really there to be another publisher. We we just feel like people aren't telling these stories, and so we want other people to be excited about the same stories that we're excited about.
Totally. And that's a great angle to play from too. Like what you think is interesting, if other people find it interesting, then you've got a great angle. I feel like I've been extremely lucky because the things that I find cool and interesting, clearly other people do as well. So I am just talking about what I think is cool and interesting online all day, and people seem to love it. So if you can kind of crack that, that's an amazing angle to play.
Can you build meaningful outdoor media without constantly reviewing products?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't do my first product review for a couple months. And I again, all my content was just me saying, here's what I like, here's what I don't like, or here's brands that you've never heard of, but never actually doing a straight up product review. And people listened to me all the same. So I think like we're talking about validation and authority and like respect, all of which are very important if you're going to try to be someone like me that wants to influence an audience to do things. The more layers of respect and authority you can build is always better. So I only could go so far without I started doing product reviews, and then I need to start doing actual outdoor content, and then again, I just think of it all as layers, just deepening that trust.